What time is it? It's Packard Folks at time. Hat? Check. Shirt? Check. Pants? Optional. Mug? Double check. Check us out at cafepress.com/PackardPokesat where you can get all this great merchandise and more.
Do you like Packard Pokesat and want to hear it on demand and on the go? Download the free app today at Stitcher.com. Available on iOS, Android, Nook, and iPad.
This is Packard Pokesat, and I'm poking at your news.
Hello, everybody. This is Packard Pokesat, the Midweek Show. This is episode 475. We are just 25 away from our big 500. Oh, and our secondary podcast, The Atheist, the Bible, and the Wardrobe, is about to hit a milestone tomorrow, a small milestone. It's going to be the last chapter of the Genesis book. We finally round out Genesis on The Atheist, the Bible, and No Wardrobe. So the next week will be...
How long has it taken? Like 2 years?
Well, to record, not quite so long, but to post it all out, almost as long.
It's been biblical.
It's been biblical. So, yeah, it's been a long... And since the show only comes out once a week, so, you know, there's the content is there, so it's just the amount of time they need to put it out. So I suggest if you haven't listened to the show, go ahead and listen to it, download it. Connie, what have you got for us tonight?
Well, breaking news, a discrimination is signed into law in Texas. Governor Abbott signed HB 3859.
Okay.
It's a law that patently discriminatory bill which allows for child welfare organizations, including adoption, foster care, to turn away qualified Texans seeking to care for a child in need, including LGBTQ couples, interfaith couples, single parents, married couples when one prospective parent has been previously divorced, or parents to whom the agency has a religious objection. It'll allow taxpayer-funded agencies to refuse to provide services to children in care if the agency has a religious objection to that service. And among other things, HB 3859 will forbid the state from canceling a state contract with an agency that subjected children in their care to dangerous practices as so-called conversion therapy. So everything is normal down in Texas, I guess.
Can we just shoot Texas in the foot and make it go away? Just cut it off or send it back to Mexico or something. I am so sick of Texas and their backwards thinking.
Well, I think that I don't know that Mexico would take it back, but can we just kind of cut out Austin and move that?
We're gonna make a little tunnel between Austin and the rest of the civilized world. This way to Austin, it's a 50 mile tunnel, but it's worth the trip.
So yeah, Texas is down there protecting all those religious rights.
Yeah,
poor oppressed.
Those poor persecuted right? Christians are we can't let kids, be with anybody that's we don't approve of. I mean, exactly. They have to have all the I's and T's, and the T has to be a little T. They have to have the little T in there.
But with no Q after it.
And no two after it.
No Q, yeah.
Yeah, Q, yeah. No Q after that.
Yeah, a lot of people say that Florida is the penis of the United States, and I'm like, okay, if that's true, then Texas is the bowels.
Texas is the asshole.
Yeah.
Texas is the asshole and has always been the asshole.
It's all that chili, I guess.
Yeah. Don't put down the chili. Chili is great.
Yeah. Well, they call it the state of hate in this article.
It is. It's accurately named. And the fact is, like, the governor down there signed it. I am not surprised that the governor down there signed it.
No.
Just fucking ridiculous.
It's getting to the point where religious speech is hate speech.
It is. It really is.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And it's, the fact is, if you want to say what you want to say, that's fine, but don't legislate laws on it. That's different. That's a totally different thing altogether. Tom, what do you got for us tonight?
Well, the greatest threat to studying global climate change?
The greatest threat since global climate change is
No, the greatest threat for studying global climate change.
Oh, someone studying anything.
No, the greatest threat to studying global climate change is global climate change.
Ah, got it.
Study fixing to study the Arctic in the Canadian Arctic out of Manitoba. They set out on a 4-year mission, but because the Arctic is melting and all these huge chunks of sea ice are breaking off and floating south, all the rescue boats, or not so much rescue, but the rescue assist boats that need to be with them out in the Arctic in case they get into trouble, are having to go farther south to help all these other boats that are running into icebergs.
Wow.
Climate change is keeping global climate change from being properly studied. We need to build some more rescue boats.
Jeez. We won't need those ice cutters anymore. Everything's just going to be just water everywhere. We're going to be
pretty much. I had somebody.
The United States is going to be.
So where's the proof, right?
Yeah, exactly. The United States will be the new version of Venice, a large scale.
Yeah. Until they start seeing icebergs in Hawaii, people aren't going to believe it. Then they'll be like, "Oh, this icebergs in Hawaii. This is great."
No, they'll say that's not global warming. That's global cooling. That's what they'll say. It's ice.
Yeah.
It's
yeah. There was a number of months ago, just on this subject real quick, I was listening to AM Coast to Coast, and just the fact is, it's just something to listen to for about 15 minutes on the way into work, because I can go, holy shit, these people are stupid. And there was this guy, he's like, oh, it's not global warming, it's global cooling. Well, either way, motherfucker, that would be global, that would still be
global climate change.
It would still be climate change, exactly.
Yes, it would.
Yeah. In fact, it wasn't that long ago that there was basically off an ice sheet, a chunk of ice broke off the size of Dallas.
Wow.
I mean, literally the size of a large city.
Wow.
Damn.
That's a big chunk of ice, and I don't have enough. I don't have enough rum for that.
Yeah. Well, all these people who say, the story of Nova is true. It's like, oh, they'll keep saying that, all this flooding is caused by, if all the ice melts, it's going to flood the world. Like, it's going to flood the world, but it's good. It's not going to flood the mountains. And even places that it does flood, it's going to be a few feet deep, not big enough for an arc to,
right.
be
exactly.
sailing.
It's not going to flood out the entire planet to that point. No.
Yeah.
That's just ridiculous. That's just ridiculous. Hey, Tom, real quick here. You've got the Gateway to Reason coming up. Well,
Gateway to Reason is coming up in St. Louis, July 28th through the 30th. And currently I'm doing a YouTube series called Getting Ready for Gateway, where I'm interviewing all the speakers and several of the attendees. I just did an interview with Seth Anderson and Aaron Raw and a few others, and Thomas Westbrook, who some may know as Holy Kool-Aid.
Holy Kool-Aid.
Nice.
The conference and interested in conferences, and I know this one it's got like 30 people speaking at it now. He keeps adding people.
Wow.
If you're familiar with the band Monsters on Sunday, which is kind of a heavy metal atheist band.
I've never heard of them.
They just signed on. Shelley Siegel, who is fairly well known as a atheist artist.
I've heard of her.
Steve Hill, who is a comedian, and he actually ran a campaign in the Senate of California, for the Senate of California, kind of on the satanic ticket. He's
nice.
As an atheist. And Keith Lowell Jensen is also going to be there. Some may know who that is. A lot of these people I've known for years, and a few of them I met at the Reason Rally in DC last year. So this is going to be a huge event, tons of fun, 3 packed days.
Nice.
And personally, there's got a Six Flags down there. I was commenting to you guys earlier. I spent a lot of time at Six Flags, got my season pass. I'm going to Six Flags in Baltimore.
So the season pass goes to any Six Flags, then, right? Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
But this conference is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be packed with people. So
nice. All righty. Well, Atheist Ranger, what have you got for us tonight?
Well, I got a story that may be helpful to you and Tom, because according to a certain Russian clerk by the name of Cornelia Titov, men with beards are less likely to be gay.
I was looking at that story just before we got on air. That's
what?
Yes.
I'm not sure how that would be.
Matt, you just don't count, do you?
Apparently not.
Your demographic is really small, and I guess.
Yeah. Well, according to Pink News, Cornelia believes that men who have beards are less likely to be, quote, corrupted and engage in same-sex relationships.
I guess they think if you have the beard, it's going to tickle too much, so you don't want to go.
I guess I better shave my beard off.
You know the thing is? All right, I got to tell you. I'm going to tell you right now that with guys with a beard, that looks even more like a vagina than it does without one. I'm just saying.
The religious leader declared, quote, God set down certain rules. The Lord created everyone with a beard. No man can resist his creator.
Wait a minute, stop. He created everyone with a beard. He said everybody's got a beard. Connie, how is your beard coming in?
I'm just trying to imagine a baby being born with a full beard.
All you see is hair.
I guess it would cushion
what
the exit, but
you know what that reminds me? Now every baby born is now just basically just cousin it at this point.
Yeah. Now the article goes on. The article goes on to correct him because apparently a recent survey published in Evolution and Human Behavior showed beards attract males more than they do heterosexual women.
Wait a minute. Somebody got it wrong?
Yes, and also the survey also suggests that for gay men, guys with thicker facial hair make better long-term partners.
I'm screwed.
Oh.
So there you go. A little helpful advice for you and Tom.
Well, I think you say it would be helpful for Matt and I for that
Yeah, no shit. Come on, look at this. I mean, I know I got more hair than Tom, but
having
still,
a beard is neither helpful nor a hindrance when it comes to my luck with the men. What I need help is with luck with the ladies. That's what I need help with.
There you go.
There you go.
Luck be a lady tonight. Sorry. I'll take musicals for 200, Alec.
That is just bizarre. That is the stupidest fucking thing I've heard in a while.
Where do people come up?
That's some good Christian thinking.
Jesus Christ!
Oh, by the way,
James Dobson. Yeah.
By the way, he was a Russian clerk.
Yeah, he's a Russian from the metropolitan Kornitiev. I think that's.
Well, tell him to slow down.
Yeah.
He put a lot of research into
right.
this. Darn it.
Guys have beards, so they must not be gay. Yeah, that sounds reasonable. Having a beard has absolutely nothing to do with if you're gay or straight. It just doesn't. There has nothing to do with it. What about the bearded lady? Okay, I'm just saying. What about her? Is she gay too?
Oh, hey Matt, I don't know. Sorry, just real quick.
She's married to guys, so it could be.
Hey Matt, you and I should show this article to True Sharon.
What about the beard?
Yeah.
Just so fucking odd.
While we are poking at your news, you can poke us at Facebook and Twitter, or poke us with an email at ppapodcast@gmail.com, or leave us a message at 662-709-PPAP. Join us live on YouTube/Packard Pokset on Friday nights at 9 p.m. Central Time. Be part of the conversation by live chatting with us during the show. Enjoy the show? Help support us by becoming a monthly patron at patreon.com/Packard Pokset. Or look awesome by buying something at cafepress.com/Packard Pokset. No money, no problem. You can help us by sharing the show with friends and rate us on iTunes and Stitcher. For everyone that shares and rates us, you kick ass.
The Atheists,
The Bible.
and No Wardrobe, the podcast.
Wait a minute. No wardrobe? You mean we're going to be naked while we do this?
Well, seeing how I'm an atheist and I'm reading the Bible, and since clothes are flammable,
Fire!
I thought it might be a good idea to take them all off first.
Naked or not, follow along as we read, analyze, and try to keep you from falling asleep as we go through this boring-ass book.
Find us on iTunes, Stitcher, and Spreaker. Who knows? We may even be on YouTube someday. Matt, what have you got for us tonight?
Okay, this is disgusting and sad. A gentleman was trying to board a train in southern Illinois with a kitten.
Okay.
And he was told that he could not bring the kitten on the train. I guess it was like a commuter train type thing.
Okay.
So he takes the kitten, he throws it on the ground, and he stomps on its head and kills it.
What?
Yes, I
Damn.
did.
That is a level of fucked up I have never heard.
Yeah, I know. I saw this and I'm thinking, no, this can't be. And then sure as shit, it's true. It says a Southern Illinois man accused of stomping a kitten to death because he wasn't allowed to take it on a light rail train has been charged with felony animal cruelty. Good. The suspect, 23-year-old DeCarlos Johnson Faustin, is jailed on $75,000 bond. St. Clair County Sheriff's Captain Bruce Fleshren says Johnson Faustin was at a Belleville Metrolink station Friday with a kitten on his shoulder. A security guard told him the cat would not be allowed on the train. Fleshren said Johnson Faustin slammed the kitten to the platform and stomped on its head, then walked away and left on a bus. Police say they tracked him to a bus stop and discovered that he had also stolen a wallet while riding the bus.
Wow, that's fucking horrible.
Yeah, I mean,
there's some mental disorders there.
On patch, and I get emails, constantly. And I read this. I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me. For a person that has a cat, I'm just thinking to myself, God, maybe somebody should stomp on his head and see what it feels like.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Damn.
I'm assuming there was some amount of mental illness involved here.
Apparently, but still, it's the fact of the matter,
Yeah, that's just the level. That's just fucking horrible.
Yeah, it is.
That's just fucking
disgusting.
Horrible. It is.
It almost seems premeditated. I mean, he took the bus. I mean, that's
I hate to say it. I hate to say it, but I would be willing to bet that he was going to abuse the kitten anyway.
I was just thinking the same thing. He's probably
yeah.
He was probably the reason he probably brought it on the train was he's probably hoping to get it up to high speed and then throw it out the window, or if that I don't know if
or take it back home to a dog that he's trying to bait and turn into a monster. Or I'm so glad that I've got my cats all fixed. I didn't mind having kittens, but I just died inside trying to find good homes for them. And to this day, there's a couple that I really regret letting them go because I had this sinking feeling that the person who drove all the way down from Everett didn't just want kittens. It just, because you don't know. And you can't perfectly know, but at least they caught him.
Anyone else, you just say it's a service animal, and they let you take any animal you want.
Mm-hmm.
Take a goat on the train if you call it a service animal.
Yeah. Well, apparently he never got that memo.
Yeah. Well, sorry to give you bad news, guys. But...
no.
Well, I've got some good news, at least. So, an ex-pastor who lived high in the hog in Australia on stolen cash has been finally jailed. He was only jailed for a little over 7 years, though. His name is David Owen Parkinson's. He lived a lavish lifestyle and funded a $3 million stolen in property investment scams came to an abrupt end when he was jailed for 7 years and 8 months. That's not enough time. $3 million. I mean, I've seen people who've done less and they've gotten life imprisonment, but this is the Australian court. So according to the report, Parkinson's age 63 and is a former Adele real estate agent who used his position as a trusted pastor to steal money from friends and the church community. I've heard of people doing this kind of shit before. It just it's a big confidence game for them.
Yeah.
He pleaded guilty to more than 50 theft and deception offenses committed over a 4-year period between 2009 and 2013. Parkinson's worked at the Ray White Real Estate Agency in North Adel and tricked his victims into paying him hundreds of dollars, the district court had heard. He claimed that the clients would profit from real estate investments both in South Australia and overseas. The court was also told that he met many of his victims through his role as an associated pastor at an Adel church. In handing down the sentence, Judge Jack Costello said Parkinson had affected the lives of many people in a, quote, calculated and devious, unquote, scheme motivated for personal gain. This is the quote from the judge here. He says, "You cruelly and callously duped innocent people into departing with money, sometimes saved, sometimes borrowed, to either enable you to continue to support your lifestyle or to help you maintain the appearance of legitimacy of business ventures, which were nothing short of deceitful scams. This is like a pyramid scheme.
Yeah.
Real question is, when are they going to get Joel Osteen?
Oh, I hope they get him soon. I hope he goes to jail and he does not come out like Jim Baker. I mean, I just hope he doesn't. If he goes to jail, I just hope he never comes out.
What does Joel Osteen done?
Oh,
he's prosperity gospel. He's got, I don't know, billions, but
he's got
hundreds of millions by telling people you should give me money.
Yeah,
and people do.
Yeah,
but he offers a service. He offers a service in exchange for the information on the quote unquote information on how to prosper. He sells books and tapes, and so there's an actual value, and it's just on the onus of the people who buy them to have that happen. I think that might be why people like Osteen, and and they're not demanding money, but a lot of times they'll ask for donations. That's why it's harder to pin these guys down as opposed to somebody who's trying to actually have an investment.
There was it was either last year or the year before that somebody got into the behind the scenes of the Joel Osteen situation, and they actually robbed Joel Osteen of like their for one day's take was like over $10,000 in checks and cash.
Holy cats!
Yeah. So that's one day. That's one day. Yeah. I might be a little bit off of the numbers. I think it was a little higher than $5,000.
Yeah.
But that's pretty high for just one service.
Yeah.
These mega pastors.
Have you seen the church?
Yeah. These mega pastors aren't.
Yes.
Yeah. These mega pastors aren't in to save your soul. They're there to take your
money and run.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, it might have been her, it might have been somebody else, that because they had so much cash, they actually bought like a little house or something just for their pets.
Oh, that was
nice.
Jan Crouch.
No, okay. I knew it was somebody. I just couldn't remember who it was. Yeah.
May she rest in pieces.
Her
daughter, one of her daughters was or granddaughters just won a lawsuit about some worker for TBN who molested her. And Jan Crouch's response was, "Don't tell anybody." And she scolded her, said, we don't want to look bad, blah, blah, blah. And the granddaughter got a part of the TBN exit, late people's estate. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Let me just zero in on how bad he had taken these people for a ride. The court had heard Parkinson had used some of the cash of his profits to live an extravagant lifestyle, which included the purchase of a $114,000 Mercedes. The funds were also used to employ a personal trainer, dine out at North Adele restaurants, and to purchase thousands of dollars worth of tailored suits. This also reminds me of I forget it. I'm glad I can forget his name. Their names, I can see his head in his face in my head. What's the fucker's name? He goes around saying, "Oh, look at Starbucks. They're putting you got to put Merry Christmas on there. If you go to the Starbucks, you got to put
Fierstein.
Yeah.
Joshua Fierstein.
Fierstein, yeah.
Josh Foreskin?
Yeah, Josh Foreskin. He had put out this thing saying, "I want to raise some money. I want to get a 4K camera, and I need like $10,000 for a 4K camera or whatever."
Yep.
So he got all this money, and he was still using the shitty. Yeah, people send him money, send him the money, and he was still using his iPhone for his interview.
The wrong way.
Yeah, and the wrong way. Yeah, he's doing it vertical. He's not doing it horizontal. He's doing it vertical. And
who gave him money?
Yeah.
What idiots gave him money?
Oh, the thing is,
followers, I think.
And the thing is, his explanation of why he didn't get the 4K camera so he could do proper whatevers, the crap that he pulls, because I changed my mind and decided not to get the camera after all. So I decided I'm just going to use the thing here, and he used the money to buy clothing and pay for his very expensive house.
A watch. He had one of
I want a very expensive watch. Oh, and if you ever see some of his videos, he has these assault weapons. I mean, they're like Uzis. He owns a couple of Uzis.
Oh, that's right. He has videos of himself having his kid going to the gun range and shooting these guns too, I think.
Yeah, and he's made threats, basically, kind of threats, as it were. It's like, you're gonna come up for me, if you're gonna come for me, I got a gun and all this other shit. It's like, and he's pointing out of the camera too. It's like, damn,
paranoia. Persecution and paranoia are.
Calm the fuck down there, Josh.
Yeah. For a second, I thought you were gonna say Creflo Dollar. Creflo Dollar is that black preacher who. Yeah. He's like, yeah, I deserve these suits. I deserve these cars, and you do too, and blah, blah, blah. That's how he justifies it. He just plain blank says it.
He has a personal jet, and he's like, oh, this personal jet's not good enough. I need a brand new one so I can spread the word of the Lord.
Please.
And as soon as it came out, and he got there was a lot of publicity that the fact is that he has one, and he just needs a new one, like like the next year's model or whatever. And there was a lot of blowback on him. He's like, oh, well, I guess I can make do with the one I've got now. It's fine. But then I was like, oh, well, actually, no, I need a helicopter. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself, Dollar.
But he's never hung on to that thing. That thing below the helicopter. He wants to hang on to that.
Yeah.
Can we let him?
I really wish somebody would I would rent the helicopter, have him hook it up to it, and then someone just forgot to tie it properly. I don't know.
We're going to lower down that basket thing, okay? Just hang on to that.
Yeah. Someone could he could just drop himself into an active volcano for all I care.
Well, I don't know.
Then you probably think he'd be going to hell.
These people are just fucking scam artists. They're just scam artists.
Yeah, they are.
That's all they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, Tom, I agree with you on your story. It's just that's as I look at it, I'm like, yeah, well, selling people real estate and investment stuff is different than telling them, hey, if you read my book, it sucks, but that's mea culpa, caveat emptor and everything like that.
That's why Jerry Baker is selling his slop buckets for $14,000 a piece.
That's right.
He's selling something. It's worth those idiots.
I do want to put a pin on this story here, though. Judge Costello said Parkinson's offense was too serious to suspend the jail sentence or to allow him to serve it in a home detention. Thank you. You're a very smart judge. The court heard while some of the money had been paid back to the victims, more than $1.5 million remains outstanding. Outside of court, victim Jim, I apologize, I'm going to terribly rip up this name, Gurazonius, is welcome to sentence. He says it's a good outcome. I think it's a good outcome. All the folks have a bit of rest now, relax, and move on with their lives. He said he had lost close to $200,000 to Parkinson's schemes and is yet to see a dollar returned.
Money that man and all these people probably worked very hard for. Very, very hard. A lot harder than this asswipe.
Yep.
Good for the judge, though, too. Like you said.
There are some smart judges. I am afraid. I would be deeply afraid if this had happened here, that the judge would most likely go, oh, well, you just stole some money, but you did it for God, quote unquote. So we'll just have you have a sentence of where you just have a home sentence. You can just stay home arrest, as it were. You didn't hurt anybody, so. Except for you did.
I mean, look at Bernie Madoff. I mean, he's going to spend the rest of his life in prison.
Yeah, that was a bigger scheme. That was the Enron scheme. That's a way bigger scheme. But it's basically the same thing. It was the same kind of pyramid scheme. It
was a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah, Ponzi scheme. That's the word I'm looking for. Ponzi.
See?
Thank you.
But Madoff forgot to add the religious angle on it.
Yeah.
So. Oh yeah. If he had added religion to that, damn, I can't even imagine. I cannot even imagine.
Sorry. I have no idea. But
yeah. Alrighty. Well, we have to get out of here. So we'll be back at 9 p.m. Central Time here on YouTube at youtube.com/PackardPokes at 9 p.m. Central Time, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, and 8 o'clock Mountain Time. And if you're the only one in Mountain Time, be sure to shut off the lights at the end of the show because you'll be the only one there. Talking to you, godless geezer. You and your wife. Just the two of you.
Huddled together for warmth. Wait, no, they're sweltering right now. Okay,
they're sweltering, right?
Very sorry, I forgot it. I say mountain time. I always think Colorado.
Yeah, I always think Colorado too. So, anyway,
and I want to say hi. I don't know if Hector's watching, but Hector, if you're watching, hello. He knows who he is.
Yes.
Oh, good.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
And that's a wrap.